Morning, everyone. Boker Tov, Chazak Baruch. We're continuing the Halachot of Ibn Ha'ezer from Rabbi Shalom Asas. So, there's a halacha that is midirabanan, but yet it's a very important halacha that a Kohen is not allowed to marry a Giorit, a convert. So, it says Rabbi Shalom Asas, he has a discussion with regards to a Giorit lechumra, a girl that. There could be many reasons, but let's say the mother's conversion was probably a good conversion, most probably a good conversion, but the Beit Din decides that they need to do it again. That's called like a Giyur L'Chumra. That's one example of it. So he says a Giyur L'Chumra, because it's just kind of extra, just to cover, it's mutar for a Kohen to marry such a person, such a person that went through a Giyur L'Chumra. And he even says, a grusha, which a Kohen to a grusha, to a divorcee, is mideoraita, but a divorcee lechumra is also allowed to a Kohen. So what's a case of a divorcee lechumra? For instance, he says a case of, let's say, a reform or conservative marriage where the edim were not good edim, so it's not even considered a marriage, the chuppah. And therefore, really, so this lady, she left her husband from a reform conservative marriage, it's not considered a divorce. And therefore, technically they don't need a get. Sometimes because they live together as husband and wife, the Beit Din might require a get lechumra, and in that situation, Rabbi Shalom Asas rules that a get lechumra does not make this lady invalid to a Kohen. But a safek gerusha, a doubt if this lady is divorced or not, is asur to Kohen. What's a safek grusha? An example of a safek grusha. So the Gemara's classic case of a safek grusha is a man who throws a get to his wife, and safek karov lo, safek karov la. If he throws it to his wife, it has to be close to her. But there's a doubt if it was closer, if he threw it, but it was still closer to him or closer to her. So it's a classic case of safek grusha. So let's say you have a case where a lady, the husband, throws the get at her, and whatever it is, and it's safek, and then he passes away. So now she is certainly an almana, but a Kohen could marry an almana. But if that throwing of the get happened a day before, was she a grusha or not? And a grusha cannot marry a Kohen. So a safek grusha, a safek if she was considered a divorcee or not, that is a safek deoraita, and safek deoraita is the chumrah, and a Kohen cannot marry such a girl. Two more interesting halachot. A ger and a gioret. If they're both a ger and a gioret, and then they get married, and then they have a daughter. The daughter also cannot marry a Kohen. Lechatchila. If ger and gioret, now they're already converted, and now they have a daughter, the daughter cannot marry a Kohen. Lechatchila, meaning if she got married to a Kohen, we leave them married, but ideally cannot. And now let's take the story further. This daughter marries a ger. Their daughter cannot marry a Kohen. Basically, you need a Yisrael in the story, a Yisrael, born Yisrael in the story, in order to make this girl allowed to marry a Kohen. So let's say ger and gioret, and they have a daughter. She can't marry a Kohen. She marries a Yisrael, and they have a daughter. That daughter can marry a Kohen. But in all these cases, in this case, as we mentioned, if she does marry a Kohen, lo tetzeh, they don't have to force them to get divorced, as opposed to like a Kohen and a grusha, they force them to get divorced. Last point, the opposite case. Let's say you have a convert with a Yehudi, with a Yisrael. So a Gioret with a Yisrael. Or a ger with a Yisraelit, so their daughter can marry a Kohen, no problem. There's actually a case in the community where I was speaking to someone recently who is unfortunately dating a non-Jew and trying to convince him to get out of it and this. He said, what if I convert? And he said, well, what if I don't convert her? Can I still be a member? Can I not be a member? And look, you lose your membership. If a person is intermarries, they lose their membership. They're still a Jew, and the Jew could still come and pray. But it's the biggest red line that we're fighting for. That's the whole point of especially Jews in the Gola, stay away from. But not just that, but even if people are getting married to people they're not allowed to. So there's a story in the community where a Kohen married a Gioret. They're both Jews, but they're not allowed to marry each other. And that also is a reason that we would forfeit. Didn't happen in our shul, happened in a different shul. But that type of couple is not considered a couple, not considered a legal couple, and therefore they can't become members as a legal couple. They're both Jews. They want to come and pray here. They come and pray here, but as a membership, we can't recognize that because that's not a recognized type of marriage. So, like a Kohen and a Gioret would be even or a Kohen and a Grusha would be that type of case.
But let's say a Kohen marries a Grusha, and then he just loses the Kohana.
No. First of all, he doesn't lose the Kohen. His kid loses the Kohen. Meaning, if he does teshuvah, he goes back to being a Kohen. Meaning that Kohen is always a Kohen. We wouldn't allow him to do aliyot. We wouldn't, as a Kohen, we wouldn't allow him to do birkat Kohanim because he's blatantly violating his kehuna. But if he does teshuvah, then if he divorces her or she dies, whatever it is, he does teshuvah. There was a case like this. End off with this. But there was a Kohen that married a Gioret in the community a while back, and either married a Gioret or a Grusha, but he was not allowed to do Birkat Kohanim. And then the spouse passed away, and it was interesting. The rabbi told him that now look, you could have the opportunity. Your spouse passed away. You're still a Kohen. You don't lose your Kehuna. You could go back and do Birkat Kohanim now, but I have to ask you, if you did teshuvah, meaning if you would be in such a situation again, would you do it again? And he couldn't say, I wouldn't do it again. And therefore the rabbi said, I'm sorry, you didn't do teshuvah, and therefore you can't go up. If you say with your bottom of your heart, I wouldn't do that again, then we'll let you go and Birkat Kohanim, go up. But if you can't, and it remains like that, and this person doesn't go out, he was honest with himself, but sometimes you want to push yourself a little bit more also. Yeah. Difficult halachot, but we have to adhere to the halachot. No, a Kohen cannot marry a Gioret. A Kohen cannot marry a Gioret. A Yisrael can marry a Gioret. A Kohen cannot marry a Gioret, even b'diavad. But we said a Kohen that marries a daughter of a ger and Gioret, that lechatchila no, but if they got married already, we don't take them out. Okay, that's that for today. Some stuff to think about. Mincha at 4:25. 4:25. Have a good day, everyone. Tan Deviliyahu.